the pop culture field. And you will.
I'm so glad that we got this history lesson. Cameron, you're not usually the one to dole out the grammar lessons. I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm a firm believer in what I believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're going to believe it to the fullest extent.
Exactly. So don't be pusillanimous. Pusillanimous.
Don't be a pusey.
Don't be a
Don't
pusey.
be a pusey.
A Jake Pusey.
Yeah, you're just being a pusey, man. You're just being a straight pusey. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you surprised by that conversation, folks? I know I was. Well, that's exactly in keeping with the tone of this episode, because this is our surprise episode. And what exactly is the surprise episode? Well, in this case, I'm literally reading this for the first time right now. In this case, it's an episode that neither Cam nor myself knew about, but was created by our very own Magic Voice Chris. Trademark that Magic Voice Chris. Now to reveal the topic, the drum roll. The topic is, drum roll, please. Today's episode is all about games. I'm very excited.
Yes.
Normally, we end the episode with a game. But in this one, we are going to go wall-to-wall games. There are a series of games that Magic Voice Chris has created for us. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to have a good time. We're going to win some. We're going to lose some. But we're going to have a good time along the way. And you, too, can play along at home or on your jogs. I know you jog and exercise. Some of you exercise while you're listening to this. You're at the gym right now. And some of you are driving. So anywhere.
I would say most are driving.
Most are driving. Yeah, probably. Yeah, to stay on theme, to stay on brand for us. But let the games begin, folks. I'm very excited, Cameron. I love the games that we play.
Yeah, no, like I've said it before, and it's not a true PCFM podcast episode without a game. And that's why we appreciate Magic Voice Chris, because he's such a creative individual, and he also has great hair. Yeah, well, it's a
really
Jew hair, so it's great. And I'm Jewish, so that's why I think it's great.
It's kind of like the afro, but for the white man.
Yeah, it's good. It's very awesome. And he's a very creative individual, and he comes up with awesome games that stimulate our brains, and that's why I enjoy it. Because if I do bad, I still learn something at the end of the day. Yeah. So I feel like we're going to do a lot of learning. I'm ready because I know that Izzy is the first game master of the episode. So why don't you take it away, Izzy?
Thank you, Cameron. This first game is called World Enders. I'm already liking this. I'm going to say the name of a movie, TV show, or video game, and you tell me the name of the world-ending weapon, monster of whatever that was the focus of said movie, TV show, or video game. So it's a movie. Sure. Let me just stop for a second. Let me just collect my brain real quick.
Sure.
A world-ending weapon, monster, or whatever. Whatever's going to be the thing that ends all of our heroes' days and makes it really bad to be on that planet or dimension.
All right. My fingers are ready to type. Okay.
Don't. Yeah. I think this one, you're definitely not going to get all of them, but you probably get a fair amount of them.
This one, I realized after I did it, I was like, oh, this is kind of a ball buster to start the episode.
That's fine. No one is good at getting their balls busted more than I. So
let's just say that this is the French Foreign Legion of games right now, Cameron, because the the hardest game you've played will be easier than this one.
Oh, great.
But
I don't know if it's that hard. It's pretty hard, though.
There's a couple of them that you might get them. But
okay, well, let's stop talking about how difficult this game is, and let's just do it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Let's warm it up first. First one, Infinity War.
In Infinity War, it is the Infinity Gauntlet is the ending, is the world-ending device, snapping the fingers with the Infinity Stones.
That is correct. Good.
Okay.
See, you're on the right track, man. What's the big bad? What's the main thing? So, all right. Question number 1. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Okay, Return of the Jedi. So that's going to be the Death Star.
That is correct. It is the Death Star, the moon-sized battle station, again armed with a super laser capable of destroying an entire planet.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I like that.
You said get some of these, so I feel like these two have been my some of these, and now it's just going to be downhill from here.
We're about to find out, man.
Okay, let's do it.
Next one, Fantastic Four.
Ooh, Fantastic Four. What has Mr. or is it Dr. Doom? What's his name again? Doom? What does he have in store? It's like this device. It's something with lightning, right? Like it's in this building. What
It was
Doctor
a-
Doom's powers.
Yeah, he has lightning powers, but it's that machine. Because they have that machine that
Well,
can
hold on. It's not specifically the Fantastic Four film that you're thinking of, although this thing does appear in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh, great! The movie that I've seen like bits and pieces of. Then I'm just gonna say it's the Silver Surfer because he is like really all powerful.
Well, that wouldn't be fair.
That is
If I-
incorrect.
Okay, whatever. Man.
Also, Silver Surfer, who was played by Doug Jones, who I met once, is the harbinger of Galactus. Galactus is a cosmic being.
He's like a
Chris,
planet eater, right?
Yeah, he's
like
a planet destroyer. To sustain his life force, he must consume the life force of a planet. You said he was formerly a mortal man?
That's going off of Wikipedia. I can't.
And everybody knows Wikipedia is spot on.
I'm going to say I literally can't make this stuff up because I can't. I'm not that creative. I'm creative. I'm not that creative to just make up. I wouldn't just make up a fact about Galactus. But that's what Wikipedia said. I copied and pasted. So
I mean, that's what I did in college. My entire college experience was Wikipedia as a reference. So,
but let me just say that I was extremely disappointed with the depiction of Galactus in Rise of the Silver Surfer because you didn't ever really see. He was like a giant cloud, basically, of energy. And you sort of saw at one point, like the outline of what has traditionally been like his helmet, with the kind of two arching kind of things that go over the top.
Look up a picture of Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus looks super large and imposing. He's kind of like the size of one of the Celestials from the Eternals. But anyway, I just didn't like the way. I guess maybe they didn't have confidence in showing a giant space being that's larger than the Earth. So maybe they're like, well, let's just make him a cloud. Let's make him a giant cloud, I guess.
Because everybody knows clouds are scary.
Clouds are super scary.
I imagine they did it because they were like, well, a giant guy, no one's going to believe that in this movie with a Silver Surfer and a stretchy guy and the thing and a fire guy and an invisible woman.
Yeah.
No one's going to believe that. We got to make it more realistic.
Exactly.
Giant space clouds are totally realistic. Okay, Cameron, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super. Please tell me that this isn't the movie that they made for Dragon Ball series, right?
No,
Not the
that's
live
Dragon
action.
Ball Evolution, which was a
Okay.
disaster.
Yeah, no, that one was terrible in every aspect of it. But Super, let's see here. What's the main thing? See, it's been so long since I've seen any of the Dragon Ball series. Super, because
I never
they have
watched Super, actually.
Yeah, because they have like the android. They have like obviously you had Frieza,
like 17 and 18. Yeah, there's a series of bad guys.
Yeah, so they have like different evolutions, kind of like different storylines. So arcs.
But what you're talking about is Dragon Ball Z. So there's Dragon Ball Z, and then Dragon Ball Super. Three separate series. This is the last one.
The last one. What's this guy's name? He's like super jacked, and I'm pretty sure he is a real big baddie. I think his name starts with a B. It's like, oh man, he used to be my favorite dude, but he was like definitely a superpower to be messed with or not to be messed with. Brolin. I don't remember. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm just going to say it was the dragon. The Dragon Balls were the end of the world. Let's just go with that.
Well, somebody could wish for the end of the world if they were to assemble all the Dragon Balls. But you were close, Cameron. You got the B right. It was Beerus.
Beerus, really?
The god of destruction of the seventh universe. He destroys planets as a way of preventing overpopulation, which would work, because then there would be no population.
Yeah. Oh, Beerus. Oh, he's the little cat person. Okay. That makes sense.
Person. Oh. I never saw Super, so
Yeah, he's like the cat person. Let me try to figure out.
Oh, he's like it looks like a kind of a take on an Egyptian god.
Yeah, no, I remember this Dragon Ball Z characters. Now I got to get into it. Was it Broly? Yeah, the guy I'm thinking of is Broly. But he was
Broly's
whatever.
freaking jacked, right? He's like
Yeah,
a
he's
huge.
huge.
Dude.
He used to be my favorite character to play in like all the Dragon Ball Z games because he was just so jacked. But anyways, that makes sense. Let's go on to the next one.
All right, the next one, Cameron, is from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh God!
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like that movie. I have to rewatch it because all I remember is hating that movie when it came out.
The latest one with Bilbo Baggins in it, Martin Freeman.
Yeah. I was not a fan of that one, but it was like, weren't they on a search for the meaning of life?
Yeah, that's kind of one of the overarching themes.
But remember, it's world enders.
Yeah, world
enders. What
enders.
happens at the very beginning of that movie/book?
The world ends.
What ends it? You can be you don't have to say the exact name.
Okay. Aliens kill the world.
What kind of aliens? Why did they blow up the world, though?
Aren't they like dumpster people? Or something. I haven't seen this movie in so long because I hated it. I'd never rewatched it. But I remember there was like these dumpster aliens that were just gross, that they were like, we don't want to go on their ship, but we have to. So I'm just going to go with dumpster aliens.
Man, you got kind of close because there was a bit of a construction theme to it, but it was the Vogon constructor fleet. And the reason they destroy the Earth is because they're making way for an intergalactic highway.
Oh, okay.
And everyone's complaining because, as with the main character, his home is getting destroyed because they had a bulletin board up at the local, city hall saying, if you have a problem with this, let us know. Well, up at the intergalactic bulletin board, Earth was supposed to have noticed that there was a notice up saying that they were going to bulldoze Earth to make way for an intergalactic fleet or intergalactic highway. So
yeah. I mean, Earth typically isn't on board with like the intergalactic empire, typically.
Yeah.
So we miss a lot of those bulletins.
We really do. Yeah. There's who knows what intergalactic political body is controlling our actions now. We don't even know about it because we're just not informed.
Yeah. No, we definitely have to join that union.
Yeah.
Or all right. A union.
Next one, Halo,
the original.
Yeah, the original. Let's just say the original. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go with the Covenant is like the world ending.
And larger scale.
Okay, then the Halo. The Halo is like.
Why was the Halo built?
The Halo was built. Isn't it like a kind of a gateway thing? Or I have played.
Who's the big bad in Halo?
Or what?
The big bad is the Covenant, right? Is like,
but what are they fighting against?
The Flood, but that didn't come.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't think.
Stop you right there.
Okay. Final answer for the Flood. I didn't think the Flood came till like Halo 2 or 3. Like in the original Halo, was the Flood in there?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Was in there, and then you understand where the Flood comes from, the alien consciousness, and what its ultimate goal is. Basically, it's a desire to infect any sentient life. Infects creatures. Yeah, it affects everything basically. I think
all
the Halos,
organic material.
They were designed as a backstop against the Flood because the Flood it's very hard to stop, to stem the tide of the Flood. So.
All right, that makes sense.
But Cameron, Chris, you also had the UNSC Nova bomb, a group of nuclear warheads clustered around a core that forces the fissionable material together, magnifying the explosion.
Yeah, so that's what you use to destroy the Halo, right? At the end of the game.
I think at the end of the game, don't you overload it or something like that?
I thought you have to push it out. You push it out into space.
Oh no, you overload the core of the of High Charity or something like that. The ship you came in on, it crashes. You have to overload the core and then get out of there, and then it blows up.
Okay. All right.
So let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
Wow, this is a deep cut, man. I haven't seen this movie since the theater. Men in Black 2.
Men in Black 2. Oh, God. So Men in Black 1, he learns that he is, a black guy.
He's going to walk us
through
the entire franchise.
I think he already knew, Cameron.
Men in Black, he becomes black for the second time. And then... Let's see, what's the second one? Because the first one, oh, okay. The threat to the world is that lady who they have like all the sci-fi movies. What's her name again? Uh,
Lara Flynn Boyle.
that's is that her name in the
No, that's her name in real life.
Yeah, but she plays like this tentacle monster that is trying, and she kills worlds, and she's chasing after. It's like it's, it's this one. It's like this superpower. It's like they gave the light of something to the Men in Black to protect, and then she's going after that light in order to destroy the planet because it's on Earth, so she can't kill Earth until she gets this thing. But she's the world ender. She has like this weird like sci-fi name. It's like Meticula or something like that. What's her name?
Meticula. I
Yeah.
like
Meticula, meticulously, or Vera. Does it start with a V?
that. No, it doesn't.
No, okay, but she's like the tentacle monster thing that has like all the little snakes that come
All
out.
right, put him out of his misery. I'll give you full credit because you described her to a T, everything but her name.
Yes,
Yeah.
Serlina, and it's her ship.
Serlina,
Her ship
Zelina,
technically is the
Meticula.
thing that blasts.
Yeah, because in the
planets.
beginning of the movie, she's like going from planet to planet, and the ship like shoots a little beam and it completely eradicates the planet. But she can't do that because the light of sci-fi name insert here is
The light of Arindi.
Arindi. There we go.
No,
Okay.
I just made that up. That's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Or is it the light of
Arendelle. Isn't it the light of Arendelle?
Arind?
That sounds like Lord
I
of the
was
Rings
close.
Yeah,
It is the light. You're correct, Cam.
the light. Okay.
too. Wasn't Rosario Dawson? Did she end up being like a space princess or something?
Yeah, she is the light.
She is the light.
She is
it's
the light,
like the
yeah.
jewel of the Nile. I am the
Mhm.
jewel.
Yeah.
Which nobody will get.
Show
But-
me the diamond.
Cameron, that is the end of your first torturous experience, also known as the first
Okay.
game.
Well, that tickled me, if you call that torture. So I look forward to the third game where I'm going to play. But now we shift gears into game number 2, where I am going to bestow a game upon you, Izzy. So
Okay.
the tables have now turned, my friend. Now I get to punish you. And by punish, I mean delight with a fun game. This game is called How Much Do You Really Know About Aliens? Oh,
Oh
perfect.
no!
I'm going to
my
test
honor
your
is on the
yeah,
line.
Here you go. This is great. Thanks, Chris. I'm going to test your aliens knowledge and see if you're really a super fan or if you've been pretending this whole time. No warm up, nerd.
I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. Nothing will quench my love for aliens.
Okay, well, here we go. No warm up, as stated. What are the names of the colonial marines? You have to give me at least 7 names. If you give me all 12, we'll end the game right now, and your
Oh.
fascination will never be questioned again.
Oh wow!
So you have to name at least 7 to keep playing.
All right.
If you get
so
it
we
wrong,
got-
we keep playing. But if you do 12, game's over. We move on.
okay, so we got Gorman. I mean, does Bishop count?
Okay, give me
No.
a second. I got
Gor-
it. Okay, so you got Gorman.
Gorman, Vasquez, Drake, Hudson, Hicks, Frost, Dietrich, Worzbowski. What's the black guy's name? The other black guy's name. Oh man, Pharaoh. Pharaoh. What's the co-pilot's name? Oh shoot.
You're doing so much better than I thought.
Yeah, no, you're doing great, man.
But you're missing one that I was like, oh, he's going to get this one immediately. But you
Oh,
haven't
really?
gotten it. Yeah,
Um.
because we've talked about this person numerous times.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've
really?
gotten
By name.
9. You've
Oh,
gotten
by name.
9 out of the 12.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to like view them when they're at the
When they get awoken.
the briefing. You know, Spunkmeyer.
Okay, that's another
Spunkmeyer.
10.
There's 2 more.
Where's Bowski? Dietrich. Crow.
Okay. Whoa, you're doing really good, man. One
And,
more.
One more. It's a big one.
Crow. Hicks. Hudson. Vasquez. Hudson, Wierzbowski, Dietrich, Crow, Frost, um, Apone.
Boom.
Apone.
That's
Apone,
it. Yeah,
baby.
it's Apone.
Okay.
President Apone.
Eat it, suckers!
Yeah, all
that's
12.
right.
All right, so I guess that was a quick game. I guess we just.
Let's keep going, man.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, you did it. All criteria has been achieved.
when am I ever going to not want to talk about aliens? So,
Okay.
I just can't believe you got
All 12.
Spunkmeyer and Dietrich.
yeah. Dietrich and Crow are down. He does say his name. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Wierzbowski. Yeah.
Well, good for you. I mean, just because you want to keep playing, let's do this lightning. Let's do
All
it
right,
lightning
cool.
fast. All right. Very impressive by Ben. I will never question your loyalty to aliens again. So next one, what year did aliens come out?
1986.
Okay, boom, you got that one. How long was Ellen Ripley in stasis before she was discovered by the salvage crew?
57 years.
Boom, you got that one. What is Newt's real name?
It's Rebecca.
That's good enough. You
Yeah,
don't
that's
need to
good.
know her
It
last
just
name.
says just knowing Rebecca is enough.
Nobody
Okay.
calls me Newt except my brother.
Yeah. What is written on Corporal Farrow's the dropship pilot helmet?
Fly the friendly skies.
That's correct. What is Corporal Hicks' first name?
Dwayne.
Dude, knocked it out. Everything. No, okay, I
Wow.
will never question your
Wow.
fascination with this. It's like you got all 12, but then any other one was just like boom, 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 boom. You know? Well, good for you. I thought this was going to be a ball buster, but I guess my balls are about to get totally busted again. So,
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
Someday that information will actually have real value. Other than that, it'll just gives me a big ego.
Yeah, when the xenomorphs come down to Earth and they're like, we need one representation to answer aliens trivia, and we will leave you alone. You
Yeah.
will be the one called forth to do so.
To represent humanity.
Yeah,
Thanks, Chris. That was great, man. That was a lot of fun. Nice little
You're
trip down
welcome.
memory lane.
yeah. I don't even think it's a memory. I think, everybody's talking about the Roman Empire right now. The one you think about often is aliens.
Is aliens pretty much every day. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, back to me. I've got one last game, Cameron. This is the one where you're going to get all the answers. I'm sure of it. But
Okay.
probably
Yeah, because my balls are swollen.
not. from busting
From
a
getting
nut
busted.
all
Yeah,
over.
from busting everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
This game is called Go Go Army Rangers.
Okay.
This trivia is entirely about the Rangers. This is really will test how much you know about your own unit.
Okay.
How much you retain from your time in the Rangers.
Sure. Okay, let's do some Ranger history for 1000.
All right. The term Ranger first came into common use during which conflict?
The term Ranger came. It was back in the day. Why am I blanking on the conflict? Because the term Ranger came from the units that were ranging, which is walking long distances. King Philip's War.
King Philip's War. I'm not sure. Was there another name for something I'm looking at, Chris?
Hold on, I'm gonna King Philip's War.
It was
I
way
mean,
back in the day.
You're
Way back.
you're in the right time period. I didn't even. No, that's about 100 years too soon.
Oh, really?
I don't
Too
even know how
soon.
you. Where'd you pull that from?
Yeah, I don't know where that.
My brain. Or you can do it the French and Indian War.
Yes, that's it. That's the correct one.
Okay. Yeah, but the Rangers date all the way back to the King Philip's War before
Oh.
that.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, extra credit to you. Get 2 points for that one. man.
Okay. See, I know stuff.
All right, next one. Let's see if you know this stuff. During which conflict were American soldiers first officially named Rangers?
First officially named Rangers. U.S. conflict, so this has to be after the American Revolution. But I could say American Revolution, but they fought for the Brits. So I'm just going to say American Revolution.
That is correct. Among them,
Okay.
first, Francis Marion, who is
Francis
often
Marion, the
considered one of
Swamp
the
Fox.
inventors of guerrilla warfare. Yeah.
Yeah, Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox. What the character in The Patriot is based off of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why am I blanking on his name? Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson plays Francis Marion in The Patriot.
Yeah. Well, I heard the Patriot was a conglomeration of a couple different people.
Oh,
That
interesting.
does that sound
Okay.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I heard. Well, that's what I heard. Uh, after the Civil War, for how long were the Army Rangers inactive?
After the Civil War, um, let's see. They didn't get because we had a period that we weren't really involved in the Spanish-American War. The next, let's see, weren't involved in war. I'm just gonna say, let's see here.
Just ballpark it.
Ballpark it. Yeah, I mean the use of like quote unquote rangers were, I think, after like back in the day, World War II probably with like Darby's, with the Darby's Rangers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna say World War II.
Um,
That would have been like 80 years
80
or
years.
75 years.
Oh, you want me to like numbers? Oh, you want me to do
Yeah, what
numbers?
number of years?
Okay, well, the American. Yeah, it's
Do you want to say 75 years?
sure. I would love to say 75 years, Chris, unless
I'm
you're
just-
feeding me wrong information.
No, that's between the end of the Civil War and the start of World War II. That's
Okay, I'll
about
say
75
70.
years.
Then yeah, sure, I'll say 75 years, unless I'm blanking on something.
Or 65 years. No, 75.
75. Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah,
I
I'll
love-
say 75.
That's great. I love Chris guiding you in. It's still wrong. 50 years.
50 years.
During
Forward.
Reconstruction, fewer military units were needed, so I guess it was about 50 years before they got going again after the
Okay.
Civil War.
Okay. No, because they're involved in like the Burma conflict, which was right before like D-Day and World War II. Like Burma, which was
Okay.
probably in the early 40s, late 30s, fighting in there.
Oh,
What about World War One? Did they not fight in World War One?
Not necessarily, no.
Hmm.
No, we didn't have like, because I mean World War One was typically trench warfare, so there weren't a lot of Rangers in World War.
Not a lot of ranging going on.
Not a lot of ranging in
Not a
the
lot-
trenches. Yeah.
long range reconnaissance units.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron. Good history lesson. I'm learning a lot, actually.
Yeah,
And-
we have a very extensive history.
It is. And the next one is World War II. During
Okay.
World War II, the 6th Ranger Battalion rescued POWs from a camp.
Cabanatuan.
What the heck?
Cabanatuan. Yeah. So basically, what the movie The Great Raid was based off, 6th
Oh,
Ranger
okay.
Battalion rescued the Filipino and American POWs from Cabanatuan.
Yeah.
You didn't
Well,
let him finish the question.
yeah.
Sorry.
In which country? I was gonna say.
The Philippines.
Well, I was gonna say that too. It was the Philippines, Chris. You said Japan
Oh.
here in the answer, but I
Yeah.
think the
So
camp
they-
was actually it was from the Japanese, but
Yeah,
the
so
prison
basically
camp was in
after-
Maybe
the
it's
Philippines.
maybe I messed up when I was typing the question. It's what
Yeah. So
country did they
basically,
create them
all
from?
the POWs from Japan. So then you have like the Death March, the Bataan Death March happened towards the end of the war when they were starting to retreat when America was making ground. So they force marched Filipino and American POWs into the Philippines, where they held them at Cabanatuan, and basically that's when 6th Ranger Battalion went and conducted the rescue raid and freed all the POWs.
The Rescue Rangers,
Yep.
led by James Franco.
Which was funny because, fun fact about 6th Ranger Battalion, it was the least combat experienced battalion out of all of them. So that was their first real world mission. So I mean,
Nice.
they definitely continued to live the Ranger standard on that one.
All
Yeah.
right, cool.
And it was
man.
really cool. If you look into the conflict, they had the low crawl like 500 meters. to get into
Yeah,
position.
and they had
Yeah,
to, in order to get the guards to look the other way, they had a spy plane fly on the opposite side of the camp and harass, like getting close to make the Japanese guards look the other way.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. If you look into the history of that raid, it's very cool. Yeah, and the movie's not bad either with James Franco.
The audiobook, I would say, if you're not into the whole reading thing, I've listened to the audiobook and it's very good because there was actually stuff happening on the ground in the local villages that they were getting ready to help the Rangers out too. So there's a whole story there.
They're
as well.
using indigenous Filipino fighters as well to assist them.
Yeah, good story. All right, next one. Which American president, which was an Army Ranger?
Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, technically,
Correct.
Yeah,
he was
Abraham
briefly
Lincoln.
a private.
Yeah, private in one of the Ranger units back in the Dizzy.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't know
remember.
that.
Yeah, I learned about that like a year or two ago. If you follow if you're into Ranger history, there is literally a Instagram page called U.S. Army Ranger History, and like for President's Day, they did a post about Abraham Lincoln, and that's when I found out. So yeah, no, Abraham Lincoln, good old honest Abe, Ranger qualified.
Nice, good answer. Okay, next one. How many rules were in Robert Rogers'
Rules
Rules
of
of
ranging.
Ranging?
Oh man, this one's gonna stump me. Um, they're good too. If you ever read through them, they're very
What's
for
the
the
first one?
times.
Just as an extra credit point. Do you know what
Oh,
the
the first rule of ranging.
Always bring toilet paper.
Yeah.
first one was? Always carry Motrin.
Yeah. Oh man, what was the first rule of ranging? This one's gonna bite me in the ass because I think there's like 22 rules of ranging. Is it in the 20s?
It is in the 20s.
Is it 24 rules of ranging?
It is 28. 28 is what I have
28
down here.
rules
Is
of
the answer.
ranging.
28 rules.
Okay, and the first one, my favorite one is literally wait till the enemy is close enough and then draw your hatchet and finish them.
Yeah, and let them have it. Yeah.
And let 'em have
The first rule is all Rangers are subject to the rules of war.
Okay.
Cool.
That one kind of aged terribly, but no, yeah, 28 rules of range. So I'll take that L just because it's been a while since I looked at the rules of range.
You were close. 24 is close.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good. Read them. Some of them apply to this day still, but some of them are funny. Some of them are like back in the day. It was pretty awesome.
Ye old language. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Next one. During which conflict did the only all-black Ranger group come from?
Korea. That was during the Korean War.
Correct. Bonus points. What was the nickname?
6. Was the 6 Ranger company that was all? I don't remember what were their nicknames? For some reason, I want to say like Buffalo or
Ding, 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 ding,
yeah.
ding. Buffalo Rangers. Yeah, the second
Buffalo
Ranger
Ranger.
Company.
Oh, the second? Okay. There was
got
how
it.
many Ranger? There was 11 11 or 13 Ranger companies during Korea. Yeah, and it was interesting. I don't think there was an India company. They like skipped I. It was interesting, but I think there was 11 during Korea and 13 during Vietnam.
Okay. Right
Okay.
on, man.
I have to
Dude.
double check that.
I'm learning so much, man. This is awesome. Okay, next one. Which war spawned the motto "Rangers lead the way"?
Okay, this was cited by this was in World War II. It was, let's see if I
Correct.
remember his name. Why am I blanking? It was essentially, it came from 5th Ranger Battalion when they were assisting. Was it the 127th? Normandy Coda. Normandy Coda, he's the one that phrased, or at least made the word Rangers lead the way famous, because I think during the beach assault for D-Day, you had 2nd Ranger Battalion assaulting Point du Hoc, but then you had different companies with 5th Ranger Battalion assaulting the beach with regular infantry. I think it was 127th Infantry Division. I could be totally wrong on that. But pretty much they were getting obviously destroyed by the German bunkers. And Lieutenant Colonel Normandy Coda at the time was on the beach, and basically the Rangers moved up, and he looked back at them and he said, "Who are you guys with?" And the Rangers said, "We're with the Rangers." And he said, "Well, hell, Rangers lead the way."
Nice. Good story,
so that's
man.
where
I love
that came
story.
from. Yeah.
Right on, man. You got 2 left. You're doing really well. What's the failure rate for the first 3 days of Army Ranger School?
Oh,
where you
the
get this
failure
from.
rate, that's interesting because it's the attrition rate. Because usually class, you start with like, I'm just going to say it's 60% attrition in the first 3 days.
That is exactly right. That is exactly
Really?
what the answer I have.
Okay. Yeah, because usually you'll start with like, it's a big group of dudes. It's like 500 to 550 guys start. And by the end of rap week, or pretty much the first 3 days, you're doing like your PT test, your 12-mile ruck, your water survival. And after that, the class is over half. So you're down to like 300-ish, 200 people. So that was a good guess, I guess.
Good one, man. Good. All right. Last one. You're doing really well, man. You're knocking it out of the park. In which year was the Ranger School established at Fort Benning?
Oh, Ranger School, come on, dude. You know Ranger School isn't actually Ranger Regiment. Let's see Ranger School. I'm trying to think of like different conflicts where the Ranger tab was worn. It wasn't worn during World War II, so it came after that. I believe it had to be. I know you could wear the Ranger tab in Vietnam, like you have numerous people wearing Ranger tabs in Vietnam. So it had to be in the 50s sometime. I'm gonna say 19. Because what was Korean War was
50 to 53.
50 to 53. But I don't know if it was in the Korean War because you had Medal of Honor. We had Rangers in there. I'm just gonna say it was 1950. I'll say it's in Korea and just say 1950 or 51 was when Ranger School was founded.
Correct. 1950 was when it started. The first
1950.
graduating class was dated March 1952. But you got it right, man. 1950.
Okay, that's fine. And back then, there was an additional phase.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's 3 ranges. Today, there's 3 ranges or phases of Ranger School. You have Derby phase, you have Mountain phase, and then you have Swamp phase in Florida. But back when Ranger School was first developed, but after Mountain phase, people went to Desert phase. So you had 4 phases, and
Wow.
Desert phase was, I think that was taken out in like the 90s, I think, was when that was taken out. But yeah,
nice, man. Nice. You did really well, man. You do know your Ranger
I would hope
stuff.
so.
I would never question your
hope so.
Ranger know-how again.
Okay. Well, I would hope so, man, because obviously my entire personality is being an Army Ranger. So
I base my life, my entire outlook around this one thing.
yeah, if I had to know something, it had to be this. But
Yeah.
no, good game, man. Well, I'm glad you did it, and I have the final game to wrap us up here, and this game is all about, just on theme here, is all about the Green Berets, Izzy.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Okay, so
Oh,
I hope
brother.
you, after decades of being away from service and completely brain dumping everything, it's called Mean Green Beret Wearing Machine.
All
And
right.
like the quiz about the Rangers, this quiz is entirely about Green Beret history. So hopefully you've read a book about this recently, or this might be a really long game.
Let me just say that I've been a nerd a lot longer than I've been a Green Beret. So
That's fine. And we all know that it was just a job for you. It's not a personality like it is for me. But let's do it, man.
There's going to be no judgment here.
There is no judgment. This is just all this is going to do is just remember the good old times.
all right.
So here we go. What a special forces soldier that understands surveying, demolition, and construction is likely to have what job title or MOS?
Oh, that is the 18 Charlie engineer. Special
Okay.
Forces Combat Engineer. Yeah.
There you go. Special
All
Forces Combat, the good old Chucks.
Nice.
Great. So, moving on. What is the People's Republic of Pineland?
The People's Republic of Pineland is the fictional land that you infill into and conduct operations in for the final field training exercise Robin Sage.
Okay, that is exactly correct. That is a training region in North Carolina that develop, execute their own plans in infiltrating this made-up country. So, yep, you're on a roll, man. See? Old
All
habits
right.
don't die hard.
Wait.
Bless you, Green Beret.
Lordy.
Okay. Moving on. How long must a Special Forces soldier attend a language course at minimum?
To minimum? Golly. Man, how long was Korean for me?
Did you do like the minimum?
I did only the minimum because Korean's hard. 4 months.
In a matter of weeks?
Well, 16 weeks?
Okay. The answer I have here is 18 weeks.
18 weeks.
Some
So 5
languages
months.
require 25 weeks, and you have to pass the proficiency to end the course.
Which technically I never did because at the time they were increasing the size of all Green Beret groups by 1 battalion, and so a lot of us got a pass because they just needed the numbers. So I technically never passed my language test.
So you don't.
Well, maybe
speak
that's why you
Korean.
only.
I do not. If I ever did, it certainly wasn't at the end of my language training.
There you go. See, that's why you did 16 weeks. Because he's like, we need guys. So
Yeah, just get out.
What is 2 weeks?
You're going to Iraq and Afghanistan. You're not going to speak Korean. So
Yeah. All right. Cool, man. A team of Special Forces soldiers is called what?
an ODA, Operational Detachment Alpha.
Perfect. You're killing this. What are the 5 primary missions of the Green Beret?
Oh man, foreign internal defense, guerrilla warfare, personal security detachment. Man, oh man, yeah, foreign internal defense, guerrilla warfare. Yeah, man. Intelligence gathering, personal security, and something else. I know I've read it at one time, but
Yeah.
that's what I got for now.
You're good. You got some of them, but we have unconventional warfare, which is guerrilla warfare. So you got that one. You have direct action, DA.
Direct action.
You got FID, which is foreign internal defense. You have SR, which is special reconnaissance, and then CT, which is counterterrorism.
Oh, counterterrorism. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, some of these mission sets are obviously what Delta Force do, because more the counterterrorism is specifically for like Delta type stuff.
Yeah.
But
Doesn't matter. He should have known.
Get your voice, Chris. I'm over here like, it's okay, man. We've been out this game.
He's
Chris
trying
is
to soften it. I'm like,
No,
he's failed us.
fail.
He's failed us, and he's failed the U.S. military.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving along, buddy. You should get this one. How many soldiers typically make up a Green Beret ODA?
12.
Okay. Bonus points if you can name all the positions.
You got senior NCO, team sergeant, the team leader, which is a captain. You got a warrant officer. You got an intelligence officer, an 18 Foxtrot, and you got 2 of each job, of which there are 4: 18 Bravo, 18 Charlie, 18 Echo, and 18 Delta, which is the medics.
Perfect. All right. There you go. Your bonus points cover your obviously failures.
Oh, good.
So
good.
there you go. All right. What is Robin Sage?
Robin Sage is the final field training exercise, the culminating exercise for the Special Forces Q course. It's where you take everything that you've learned and you basically go into the People's Republic of Pineland and you try to create an insurgency to destabilize the government, help the resistance fighters in the People's Republic of Pineland. So,
I mean, I like your description better than Chris's here. So, yeah, no, that is exactly pretty much right.
When you asked him what was Pineland,
yeah, he answered the question.
He said Robin Sage in that
Yeah.
answer. So I was like, well, he knows that one.
Yeah, he knows that one. Yeah. So for the viewers listening, this is probably from what, Wikipedia, Chris? This description?
No, I'm not going to tell you where I got this from.
Okay. Well, it is a final training exercise for soldiers who want to earn the Green Berets. It's also called UW-QLIX, and it lasts for 4 weeks on a 50,000 square mile area of North Carolina. So, yep, you got that one, Izzy. Moving right along, got 3 more. What year was the Special Forces established?
Oof, brother, man. I mean, I would say like it was the 1950s, I think. 1954, maybe. Yeah.
It is in the 1950s, but it is not 1954. It is 1950 DOS.
1952. Okay. All right. Nice.
Okay. No problems there. What is an alternate nickname for Special Forces apart from the Green Berets?
You just need to say one of them.
I have 3 on the list. We could say one.
Okay. I think Silent Professionals is another one. Is one. Green Berets, Special Forces, Silent Professionals. Yeah, they man, I don't know. I don't know what else we're
Give him
called.
credit for that one.
Yeah, I'll give you. Yeah, one of them is Quiet Professionals. Silent Professionals is what I know more.
Why
Which probably the person that wrote it, probably English wasn't their first language.
Yeah, probably. So you got this from Reddit then, yeah? So we also have Snake Eaters. Have you heard that one before?
I thought that was Rangers.
I don't know. I've never heard it's called. We're called assholes to the rest of the world. And then you have Soldier Diplomats.
Soldier Diplomats. I like that one. I'll take that one.
All right. Well, you got that with Silent Professionals. And for your final question, if a Special Ops team member completes MFF training, he or she is particularly qualified for what?
Halo, military freefall.
Boom. That is correct. Parachute missions, MFF stands for military freefall. So there you go, buddy. Didn't do terrible. You can definitely tell that you did this at one point in your life.
Thanks. That was not as painful as I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the games we have, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
But wait.
Oh, wait.
There's a 7th game that I came up with.
Dun, dun, dun.
But there's also a fan question, so you can either do it before or after the fan question. I'll leave that to you.
All right, let's do the game.
Let's do the game.
And then we'll do the fan question. And then we'll wrap.
Right on.
Okay. So this is game number 7. I'm the game master, and this is for both of you.
Ooh, okay.
And this is called One Game to Rule Them All.
Oh, right.
So the One Ring in Lord of the Rings is what is commonly referred to as a MacGuffin. Okay. And a MacGuffin, it was first popularized by Alfred Hitchcock. It's a term used to describe a basic plot element that drives a film's story forward. And so it can take the form of like an object, an event, or a character that's being pursued, usually by an opposing set of characters. But it can also be more abstract, like a sense of love or power. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the name of a movie, and you tell me what the MacGuffin is.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, and so here's the warm-up. The Big Lebowski. So what's the MacGuffin in The Big Lebowski?
The MacGuffin in the Big Lebowski is his rug, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. His rug. It's what gets him out the door and onto the adventure.
It's the rug. That is correct. See?
I just want my rug, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
It
dude.
really
You
ties
just
the room
wanted his
together.
rug.
Yeah.
It really ties the room together. This wasn't done by rug pissers. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one, The Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead. It's the it's not necessarily the book, right? It's not the Necro.
I think
what
it is the book.
You think it's the book, or do
Yeah,
you think
I don't think we should overthink it. Like, it's the book. They find it, they read it, it releases the demons. They got to use it to stop it. It's, yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna go with you. Keep it simple. KSS. Keep it simple. Stupid. The book. The Necronomicon.
There you go.
It is the Necronomicon, correct.
Okay,
Yeah, don't
awesome.
overthink it, okay?
See, because I was thinking initially, like in the newer Evil Dead, the reason they're at the cabin is her drug use. So like that's the reason they're all
Wow,
there.
Cameron, you're really going deep, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the whole reason they're there in the first place, is to treat her. And then even when they open the Necronomicon, like
It's
she becomes
generally,
possessed,
though-
they're still trying to save her from herself. So it's
Across-
like, is it the character?
All the Evil Dead movies, though, the Necronomicon.
Yes.
Like even Army of Darkness,
Yeah,
the Necronomicon
Necronomicon
was
is
kind
good.
of driving
Okay, so
things.
don't
Okay.
overcomplicate things, Scam.
Yeah.
Just play the game, stupid.
Just play it. All right, Pulp Fiction.
KSD.
KSS,
Fiction.
keep it simple, stupid.
Pulp Fiction.
It's the suitcase.
Yeah, I think the suitcase that possibly has Marcellus Wallace's soul in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the suitcase, I think.
I think it's-
It is the briefcase. Very good, you guys.
Yeah.
Is Marcellus Wallace a bitch?
Check out the big brain on cam. All right,
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, it's the chest, right? What is that called again?
The Ark?
Pandora's box?
No, the
Is
Ark.
that- no.
It's the literally in the title. It's the Lost
Oh,
Ark.
the Lost Ark. I'm in
But
the wrong
what's? But I'm gonna need the actual name of it.
The Ark of the Covenant.
one. Ark
It's
of the
the Ark of the Covenant. That is correct.
I'm not going to be the only Bible reading guy in this
Yeah.
group and not
Thanks
get
for
that
being
answer.
here, Izzy. Yeah. Yeah, it's
All
the
right.
goblet of fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Cam, you would have said, it's the cup that they drink out of.
Yeah, the holy
What's
holy
the name
chalice.
of that? What's the name of that chalice?
Yeah,
What's
the
that
holy
dragon
mug.
called?
The
Or that
Chalice of
flagon?
Palace.
Yeah, the flagon with the dragon. Okay.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible 3.
Oh God, which one's the third one, Izzy?
It's the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
That does nothing for me, Chris,
The
because you
one
know
that
I don't.
J.J. Abrams directed.
It's the one where he jumps off of something really high. No, I know what it is, Cam. I just want to make sure. I just want to give you a chance.
We're working together here, man.
Because they even shine a light on it at the end of the movie because they ask, "What is blank?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's the rabbit foot.
There you go, man. The rabbit's
It's the rabbit's foot. Very
It's
good.
Yeah, the rabbit's
the
foot.
typical MacGuffin because we never actually know what it does.
Yeah.
Never
It's
wants
just something bad.
It to me is almost like the quintessential MacGuffin, but
Yeah.
they like knowingly they like wink and nod that it's a MacGuffin.
Yeah.
It just keeps the story moving.
Yep.
Okay, and Ronin. What are they after
Ronin.
in Ronin?
See, I'm so millennial that like I keep thinking of all these movies that are called Ronin, but like
This is
the
one
original
with
Ronin.
this is the one with Robert De Niro. And
This one has the amazing car chase.
yeah, great
Oh.
car chase. Stellan
This is all you,
Skarsgård.
Izzy. I haven't seen it.
I know that there's a suitcase, but I can't remember what's in the suitcase. What they're trying to get.
Don't
I mean,
overthink it.
All right, it's a suitcase.
It's the suitcase. It's
Not a
you
lot of
don't- I don't think
suitcase
you know
detail.
what's in the suitcase. I think
Oh,
it's just a
okay.
suitcase.
Okay.
All right, No Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men.
Well, that would also be a suitcase full of
but-
money or
yeah,
a
but
bag
you-
full of money.
I was going to say, you know what's inside that suitcase.
Yeah, okay.
That's
I was
correct.
like, a lot of suitcase answers.
That is correct. Is the money, and now
The cattle prod.
that's not a cattle prod. That's a cattle gun.
It's
The
a
There's
cattle
cat.
gun.
Yeah,
The cattle prod's a little electric.
Oh, the little
thing you
electric
shock with.
thing
Yeah,
that I used to
shoot you in the
torture
head.
people.
Yeah.
Small
Yeah.
children. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
You hook it up to your busted balls, and it shocks them. All right.
Yeah.
And the last one. This one might be a little tougher, but you guys are 100% right now. No pressure. But in Justice League, what is the MacGuffin in Justice League? What is the thing that they keep talking about nonstop?
I mean, it's
Is
the
it the spaceship?
no, it's the mother boxes. I think mother box
Oh, is that the little?
or Superman. I mean, they gotta get Superman alive, so it's the mother
He's not
boxes.
really a MacGuffin, though.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
the mother boxes.
It's the mother boxes.
It's the mother boxes.
If you get them together, they destroy everything. I guess it's
I don't know.
explodes. So.
Yeah.
Well, you got that's 100%, guys.
Hey,
Nice.
Look what
good
happens
job,
when you work
Cam.
together.
Yeah,
When you get two small brains, you get one
one normal sized
normal
brain.
sized brain.
Yeah, it's probably still a little smaller than normal, but it works.
That's
It
what I
works.
tell
It's
anybody.
functional. You get a functional brain.
Exactly. Well, cool. Way to throw a MacGuffin in there, Chris. Good game. Awesome. So 7 games down. We have one fan question, then we'll wrap this up. So to wrap up the podcast, bless you, Izzy. We have a question from Gray Matter via email, and they would like to know what surprised you most, or what weren't you expecting when you joined the military? Ooh, very deep question that I'm gonna have to go deep inside my bowels to find.
I got kind of off the cuff first gut reaction answer for you. I remember getting to first group at Fort Lewis the day I arrived, and they didn't have anywhere to put me, so I just went to kind of the what is it, the CQ?
The CQ desk,
yeah,
like staff duty kind
yeah,
of thing.
staff duty. And I was like, hey, I'm here and I don't really know where to go. He's like, all right, you hang out with me. And I remember he was a support guy. He had a red beret, but he tried to smoke me. I did something that he didn't like, or I said something. He's like, get out here. And he's like, do push-ups. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, do push-ups. And I just kind of got down. I was like, kind of do it, but I was like confused. So I was doing some push-ups. It was like, all right, get back in the, I was like, wait, I thought I was done with all this. I thought I was done with the whole smoke session. Like I did it. I'm a Green Beret now, where I'm a silent professional. I thought we were supposed to act like adults. Turns out not everybody in group acts like an adult. So that was very surprising.
That's because they're support, and they got a bone to pick because they probably failed selection.
Was that guy though? Like, sorry, not to interrupt you. Did he outrank you? Was he allowed to tell you to do push-ups?
I can't remember what his rank was. I remember feeling very awkward though, so he might have been like the same rank as me or something.
Can you tell someone the same rank as you to do push-ups? No. I feel like it's a hierarchy.
Yeah, it is. No, he can't. If he was the same rank
though.
as me, which I can't really quite remember, but no, he wouldn't have been able to tell me to do that. Or if he did, I could tell him to beat pavement.
Well, I don't know who that guy is or what his name is or where he's at right now, but he can go fuck himself.
Yeah. No, it's a different story. Like in conventional army, yeah, like rank really matters. But like when I showed up to Ranger Regiment, big army did not fall under our discretion. So like it all involved having a Ranger tab. That's something I didn't expect. I mean, obviously there's other things like quality of life, like obviously what you need to know, what emphasis, like especially the infantry places on like proficiency. So I didn't expect like how much, because everyone's like, oh, infantry are all the dumbest people of the military. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you need to know a lot. But it also depends on the individual to take the responsibility to learn that. But for me, like the rank structure, when I got to regiment, like it did not matter whether you were an E6. If you didn't have a Ranger tab, you were standing at parade rest to a PFC with a Ranger tab. Like it did not matter. Yeah. Like when big Army first sergeants would come up to us and you were like a tab specialist, which is like an E4 versus, an E8, and they were yelling at you, you would look at them, you'd tell them, go kick rocks, dude. Like literally there was no, like the classic rank structure did not apply. Obviously we're like supposed to show respect for superior officers and stuff because that's the Ranger standard, but like stay in your lane, bro. And like we had our own, if you came across somebody with a Ranger tab and they were lower ranked than you and you didn't have a Ranger tab, guess what? You were standing at parade rest for that guy. But yeah, one thing I didn't expect though is, when I first showed up to Ranger Regiment, most of the day, if we're not like doing actual training, like you're in PTs all day, and we didn't wear big Army PTs. We had our own. We wore all black with like a Ranger scroll on our shirt with like no Army anything. Nice. So you can't really tell who is who when you're wearing PTs, because there's no rank. Like in field uniform, in regiment, you wear a Ranger tab on your PC if you have one, and then obviously your rank. But like in PTs, you don't know who's tabbed, who's not. So like when I first showed up, this guy was there and he just started smoking the crap out of us. And like come to find out when we were all wearing uniforms later on, he was just an untabbed specialist that's just been there forever. And he knew exactly what, like he knew that we wouldn't know. So, and he's been there for a while. He was like a 2-year private. But he started smoking us up when we were all the same rank. So it was, and I didn't expect that to happen. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of surprises when you join the military, just because it's a completely different way of life, and it's just adapt. You just have to adapt to it, and don't let it get to you. But Gray Matter, I hope that answered your question. And folks, more importantly, we hope you enjoyed this extremely game-oriented episode of the PCFM podcast. Israel,
Folks,
kudos.
Well,
I was just gonna say kudos, because you are the biggest Alien fan I've ever seen. Any takeaways from this game or this episode is that Aliens better than anybody I know.
Well, thanks, man. I'm honored in some sort of weird way. It's always, listen, I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, my knowledge of aliens, it matters exactly zilch. Like but in the nerdly realm, it's always nice to be tested on your knowledge of something that you love and to come out on top. So I will take that win.
You need to figure out how to make money with that knowledge. But
I know. Well, I'm doing it right now, man. I got a podcast, got a live stream. By the way, folks, if you haven't checked it out, Cameron, if you don't mind me doing a little shameless promotion. If you haven't checked it out, folks. Podcast. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I want to let everybody know about the Izzy Files. The Izzy Files on YouTube. It's an all horror game channel where you get to journey with me to investigate the wild, the weird, the strange, and the scary. But go check it out, the Izzy Files. It's up now. We got some great episodes for you with more on the way and more channels in the pipe. So check out the Izzy Files, the IZ Files, Izzy Files on YouTube. And hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. And a special thank you to Chris for being here. It's always a pleasure when we can have Magic Voice Chris on for an episode. So thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the games.
Absolutely. We always do. And with that, folks, just real quick, if you want to become part of our Patreon and you want access to more awesome exclusive podcast items, as well as exclusive podcast access to our live streams, and then getting more of our episodes that you see on the free versions, go ahead and check out our Patreon. We have an awesome community and would love for you to be a part of that. We also have merch that you can look into on our Instagram page. If you have any questions or suggestions for episodes, feel free to send us an email, just like Gray Matter did, to pcfmpodcast@gmail.com, or go on Instagram and send us a message or suggestion or comment or just whatever you're thinking to PCFM Podcast on Instagram. And with that, folks, Izzy?
Actually, Chris?
Cam?
No, Chris.
How about everybody on 3? You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cue music.
That was dumb. Later, folks.